What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and today we're here to talk about the brand new Bickering cooperation event, which is the Bato and Cavendish event. There is an 8-star and a 4-star difficulty, so obviously just clear the one that you can personally clear, but of course, farming the 8-star difficulty is the more advisable thing to do, because that is where you get the better drops, and in turn allows you to get the high amount of points to complete the Chopman missions, which of course, this is one of those typical events that drops where you want to go ahead and complete the Chopman missions that are relating to it, that, you know, you basically use the new batch and it helps you clear it. It's pretty typical stuff, but there's lots of good rewards, lots of rainbow gems, of course. You got cotton candy, like, it's pretty typical stuff. You got a legend ticket and stuff. Like, it's cool, right? Another thing as well, I believe, I don't know where it is, but I know that there is a Chopman mission relating to, like, earning a bounty. I can't remember where that actually was, but, like, you can earn a bounty for your alliance. So if we go over to the home screen and we go to the Pirate Alliance, make sure to go ahead and join a Pirate Alliance if you haven't done so already, by the way. You can see that you can start earning these amount of berries. So we can go to my profile real quick. It says that my bounty is currently 100,000, and I earned that by just playing the game. So as long as you're playing the game, you'll be able to earn these bounties, and you actually earn gems over time the more you accumulate your bounty. So anytime there's new content, you want to be trying to clear it, because there might be Chopman missions relating to it that give you a higher bounty. But that is going to wrap up just this quick introduction. Nothing major, but that is going to wrap this one up. Let's go ahead now and jump into the 4 teams that I have for you guys in this video today that are able to take on the Bickering cooperation 8-star difficulty. Alright, so jumping into the content, the big thing about this content that makes it a little bit annoying to get through is that on Battle 1, you're going to be inflicted with a debuff that makes int slots badly matching for 98 turns. So the way that it's kind of constructed is that you want to be using Bonnie as your friend captain. Bonnie's captain effect allows you to generate a recovery slot every time a unit attacks with type advantage. So because every character in this fight is a side character, if you bring some int characters like you see on this team, everyone will get a guaranteed recovery slot every single turn. It's really, really cool, and we're using Snakeman as the captain in this particular instance here. But on Battle 3, you have to deal with Cavendish, who has 4 million health, and he inflicts you with hunger. So again, you need to be having some way to get around that. So Bonnie is really good to generate those recovery slots for you to get around that hunger. If the Bonnie that you use does have max hunger in their potential system, then that will enable you to remove it without having to hit a good or a great to consume that recovery slot. But if it does have max hunger, you can just go ahead and kill off the Cavendish, no issues whatsoever. But unfortunately, you have to deal with Battle 4, which is versus Bartolomeo, and he has 5 million health, and he's going to give you an additional 3 stacks of hunger. So again, you need to have a way to get around that. Plus, he gives you 3 turns of paralysis, and after the first turn of attacks, if you don't deal with him, he's going to give himself a 3-turn defense up, and the defense up that Bato gives himself is pretty significant, and you will have to find a way around that. So ideally, you want to kill him on the first turn of attacks, if at all possible. But then following that, you have to deal with the end of turn effect of Bato, which means that when you actually kill him off, he's going to reverse your specials by 3 turns. Again, giving you a reason as to why Bonnie is a really, really good friend captain here, because the special reverse is only for your crewmates. After the end of this turn and the preemptive attack of the last stage, it's only 1 turn of special reverse you have to get around. So it's not as difficult to do. But again, Bonnie has the ability to reduce the cooldowns of all of your specials, which makes it very, very easy. On the last stage, you have to deal with Rainbow Shield and Damage Threshold, and 8 turns of despair is inflicted to your team as well. And there's also a chain coefficient reduction, so this is where Bonnie's really good, because Bonnie provides a chain lock. Plus, you also get all of your slots changed to block, which Bonnie can also change those into recovery. So, I mean, it goes without saying, you use Bonnie as a friend captain, she's the highest point booster, and she helps your team get around the fight significantly easier. Plus, you know, OG Snakeman is a boosted captain for this particular event, so I would highly advise to build a team around Snakeman and then Bonnie friend captain. That's the easiest way to get this job done. Moving on over to the secondary team here, we're going to be using Luffy and Sanji as our captain instead. This works just as good as it did with Snakeman. However, you know, Snakeman is actually a point booster, so I would probably advise to use that instead. Just because as well, if a unit is a point booster, their cooldown is reduced significantly. So with this particular team composition, I actually did have to stall out for Luffy and Sanji special. So keep that in the back of your mind if you are planning to use a similar team as this. The Kizuna Katakuri is a really good unit for this event too, because his special gets around the ability of the paralysis on stage 4, and he gives you a chain lock for 3 turns, so you can get a chain lock on the initial activation and carry that chain lock into the final room as well. With this team as well, I was planning on using the Pirate Rumble Virgo to get around the special reverse on the final stage. However, after realizing how the team was kind of structured, I was going to use the switch effect of Luffy and Sanji to help remove 1 turn of the despair. Unfortunately, I forgot the fact that I actually used the special of Luffy and Sanji, which means that they don't actually activate their switch ability. So I had to stall 1 turn anyway, so Virgo is not required for this team. The combination of Vasco's Shot and Katarina Devon is a great combo for this fight, because you can get around all the defensive effects. You can get an orb boost if you want, plus you also get around the threshold, the despair. Like, such a good combination with Vasco's Shot and Katarina Devon, both of which being point boosters for this event. So if you guys haven't planned a team yet, if you have those units, building a team around those units makes this fight significantly easier. So this team is okay and does get the job done. It's got a decent point boost, but honestly speaking, if you have the capabilities to build the first team in this video, just build that one instead. I feel like it's just much better. It clears it much quicker because you don't have to stall for cooldowns or anything. So that's what I would suggest, but this team does get the job done. So shout out to my girl Carissa for coming up with the idea for versus Big Mom. So with versus Big Mom, like, she was coming up with an idea that, you know, she didn't want to use Bonnie as a friend captain because she was lacking the ability to find any Bonnie friend captains, unfortunately. So double versus Big Mom does also get the job done as well. This does have not as many point boosters as the previous teams, but it is able to get the W, which is good. We're running Usohachi on this team as well because it deals with that special reverse and it deals with every single defensive effect on the final stage. This team does have some very key support units though. We've got the support of the Sweet Commanders attaching to Big Mom. We have Lafitte attached to the Shiryu, and we also have the Valentine's Nami attached to Usohachi, all of which means that we're able to completely remove the 5 turns of despair on the final boss fight without having to bring a unit dedicated to that special. So that's actually pretty awesome that we're able to do that. This Kizuna Brook is fantastic as well because he's able to provide a chain lock to our team because we are inflicted with a chain coefficient reduction on stage 5, and Brook is able to provide that for our team. The Bato on this team though is completely replaceable. He's just the free-to-play unit that you can drop from the event. He's a 1.25 times point booster, so of course just wanted to chuck another point booster on this team to make it a little bit easier in terms of getting those rewards, of course. But ideally, if you have the point boosters in the previous team, I would probably advise that. But if you don't have any Bonnie friend captains, you got to find something to do, and this is a way to get around that, which is kind of nice. The final clip of this video is also going to be another team that relies on no Bonnie friend captain, and this was also another suggestion from my girl Carissa as well. So with double versus Akainu, even though you can't really use his versus effect to its fullest potential with making the quick slots beneficial to our driven and powerhouse units, because we are inflicted with that negative orb enabling buff, so it means that, you know, the versus effect is pretty much useless. I mean, we still are able to get the conditional boost off on stage 4 at least, and this does do a little bit of stalling on the last stage as well. You may be wondering, why do we have Luffy and Sanji on the team? And the only reason he is here is because he does get around the hunger that is inflicted to us on multiple stages throughout this fight. Plus, Luffy and Sanji actually do provide an attack boost for our team as well, so that's kind of nice that they do that. Originally, I had Sanji and Pudding here instead, but it just made way more sense to use Luffy and Sanji to get an actual attack boost on the final stage. Vasco's shot and Kanarita Devon, great combination of units that enable us to get around those defensive effects on the final stage. And we've also got Kizuna Katakuri to get around the paralysis on the stage 4, so that's very important that we have that Kizuna Katakuri. I'm really happy about that Kizuna Katakuri. He's actually really good. I'm really glad that my boy gets some spotlight once again. But that is going to wrap up this video today. Make sure to get farming, get those juicy rewards from the Chopman missions for this event. Get the Barto and Cavendish Max, because they should be boosted in upcoming events as well, so make sure to get that done. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video today, and if you guys did enjoy it, make sure you go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all of the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.